Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Samantha Izundu if you haven't been here before, and if you have, welcome back. Today I'm doing my weekly makeup bag video. I do this every Monday morning, and because I'm at home with my daughter, you will probably hear her in the background, so I do apologize in advance. I'm sure it's fine, but she's just going to be like roaming around. I started this last week. I will link down below the playlist so it'll be ongoing every week. And what I do is I pick makeup every week from my makeup inventory using the Pretty Random app. So it's all roulette style basically, so I don't know what I'm going to get. And then my aim is to use the makeup for the whole week that I have selected. I'm going to quickly go through the products that I used last week, and I'll show you some pictures of photos I took during the week. There was one day I went to the hairdresser and I didn't take a picture and the makeup was beautiful. So I think I have maybe about 3 pictures, but I did maybe 4 or 5 looks. So I have a makeup bag and I put everything in there on my makeup vanity, and I just use that for the week. Let's go first with my primer. I use the Smashbox Photo Finish. Love this. This is the small size. I've really been enjoying this because I hadn't been using it. So it's reignited a flame. My foundation is the Stila Hide and Sheet, and I thought this would go really badly with my Laura Mercier powder because this is like sheer and glowy. Everything that I'm wearing on my face is from this makeup bag, and you can see that using this with this, I've still got a bit of a glow, but this is just kind of locked it in a bit better. Surprisingly, these two worked really, really well together. I was very shocked at how happy I was with these two together. And what I do is I have a little manicure powder puff that fits perfectly in here. So Laura Mercier also has her own powder puff, which is my favorite, but it doesn't fit in here. These ones fit perfectly in here. Next, I have a concealer, the Flower Beauty Light Illusion. Been loving it. To me, it is a dupe for the Hourglass, but with just a little bit less coverage. But this color is a perfect match for my cream color by the Hourglass Vanish. And I find them very comparable. This is called full coverage. I would say it's more of a medium coverage, but I've been really, really enjoying it. It's like a perfect color match for me. So I think I did really well in my first round. I mean, a lot of the products that I have is what has survived my declutter. So I do like most of what I have, but there's also products I haven't really been using, but I've kept. Next, I have my eyeshadow palette, which was the Revolution Reloaded Neutrals 3 palette. And I really enjoyed it. I hadn't used this palette in so long because it's quite dark for me. And so it was something that I wasn't reaching for all the time because I thought it was a little bit more nighttime. But surprisingly, I mean, you can even see my look here. I've been able to make it work. And I've been really enjoying using this for the whole week. I always tend to just use like one palette here, one palette there, and I've really been enjoying focusing on one palette for the week. It doesn't mean I can't use other palettes, but it's something that I'm trying to focus on using for the week. So yeah, I'm really happy that I got to use this for the week. And I mean, I think a shade that I realized I absolutely love and had never really used before is this one here. Absolutely stunning. I just want to show you. It is such a pretty shade, and my favorite makeup look that I did, I'll show you the picture, was with this over the top, and I absolutely loved it, with my single shadow from Kiko Milano in number 46. I've been using this pretty much every day as my first transition shade, and then going in with this after. I was very lucky this round to get very complimentary products. Even my lip products were complimentary. Everything was very, very well curated, even though it was random. Okay, Ivy's on the ground eating an apple. She's happy. So yeah, with this, I didn't use this all the time. I did use it a few times, but I did use my Project Pan brown eyeliner a lot more. Like that's what I'm wearing in my eyes right now. But yeah, got a little bit of use out of it. Next is my blush palette. I got the Revolution Sugar and Spice blush palette. And I really enjoy using this. This is very heavily pigmented. So I've actually used this quite a lot, but you would never know because you literally just touch it and have to blend, 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 blend. So I love the shades. Today I'm wearing this one here. and it actually pulls quite pink on me, which is very interesting because in the pan it doesn't look like that, but it really pulls quite pink once it hits my skin. But I really like it. I'd say these two are my favorite. My bronzer is the Models Prefer Mineral Powder Soft Touch. I have found a love with this. This is relatively new to my collection, so I hadn't used it much. I'd used it sporadically here and there, but being able to focus on it for the week has made me really love this. To me, it's almost like a dupe for the Kosas bronzer because it's got that beautiful radiance, but this one has the 3 colors, so it just looks beautiful on the skin in my opinion. Very soft, but a really good color for lighter skin tones. Next I have my highlighter. I have the Hey Glisten Bex Loose Highlighter, and this is stunning. This is on my face as well, and it's just a beautiful, very finely milled loose highlighter. So all I use is whatever's in the cap. I swirl it around and use it that way, and I actually dust it all over my face. So I do it here, and then whatever is excess, I dust on my forehead and my chin. So it looks subtle, but still a little bit of a glow. My eyebrow product was the Benefit Gimme Brow in the mini size in shade number 3. I love this. I wish I had the full size. I think when I finish this, maybe I will get the full size because it brings out the perfect amount of product. It's not too much, and it's got a tiny little spoolie. I absolutely love this product. Next is my setting spray, was the Maybelline Glass Spray. This I thought was very funny to have with this as well. Surprisingly, it all has turned out really well because it's like glowy, matte it down, glow it up again. It's a little bit of like a rocky roller coaster process, but it actually worked out really well. I just went in a little bit lighter with a lighter hand with this. You definitely have to shake it because it's super glowy. It's a dupe for the Glow Recipe Watermelon Mist, and this is even dewier than that one. So I just went in a little bit lightly, but you can still see I've got a dewiness to my face. And then lastly, my 2 lip products was my Laura Mercier in Plum Berry, and perfect everyday wear to go with my Australis Girl Boss Demi Matte Lip Cream in the shade Me. And these two worked really well together because this is quite light and this was a little bit darker, so it actually helped it ombre and look a little bit more wearable having these two together. So that's all of that. What I'm going to do now is quickly, because I don't want to take up too much time, is quickly do all my Pretty Random app choices from my inventory. I'm going to go get it all, come back, and we'll go through it all. Okay, so everything I picked out fit into my Sephora makeup bag. Very easy because I got a small eyeshadow palette. Let's get straight into it, but first coffee break. Okay, so my primer, I'm not very happy about this one. This survived my declutter because I wanted to give it a chance and I'd only just bought it. So we're going to give it a chance. It's the Essence Prime and Studio Hydra Primer Spray with coconut water. So yeah, I'm going to give it a try, see how we go, but if I don't like it, I will declutter it because I was very on the fence, but I hadn't tried it enough. Foundation is what I'm actually almost finishing up. It is the Hourglass Illusion Hyaluronic Skin Tint in the shade Ivory. I'm obsessed with this. I probably will repurchase this because I'm really going through my tinted moisturizers. And this one has that little bit more coverage than a tinted moisturizer, but still nice and light. So I'm very excited I got that one. The concealer I picked out was the Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer, and I got the mini size and I really enjoy using this, so I'm happy to have that. Next is my powder that I don't have the case for, so I put it in a magnetized palette. It is the NARS Soft Velvet Pressed Powder in Snow, and I have used this a handful of times, so I did like it, so I'm excited to keep using that. So that's my powder. I've got a few interesting products actually that I wouldn't normally reach for. I don't usually reach for this because it's a single and it's not with the rest of my powders. Bronzer, I've gone all cream products, and then I've added in a powder face palette if I wanted to use powder. But the fact that I got this with all my cream products is incredible because this is not good with powder. So that's worked out really well. So the cream bronzer stick that I picked up was the 22 Chosungh Fix Me Up Shading, and it's very warm. I'll show you. It's very emollient. It's not bad. It's just very warm, but I'm excited to use it. I used to use it all the time, but I have another one in my project pan. So I've been neglecting this one, so it's probably a good thing. I'll see how it blends out. Yeah, it just blends out. It blends out nicely. It's just very warm. For my blush, I got the gorgeous, happy I got this, by Terry Brightening CC Blush. I love this stuff, so I'm really glad to get this. Quite sheer. It really blends out. It's just stunning. Smells like by Terry Rose, of course. So yeah, happy with that one too. My highlight is the RMS Beauty Master Mixer, which is actually in my project pan. So I'll just continue to keep going with that, and you can get a little progress shot. I'm doing very well, and I love using this. I actually use this on days where I don't want anything on my eyes. I put just a tiny bit of this, and it's just gorgeous. My eyeliner that I picked out is Maybelline again. It is the Tattoo Studio Liquid Ink Liner, so it's different. And it's got the kind of quill vibe to it. So it's not the Master Precise, it's the Tattoo. Very similar though. So my brow product I picked out was the CoverGirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil in Soft Brown. And I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite ones, so I'm happy to have that. My setting spray is the Australis Selfie Protect, which is actually in my project pan. So I'm very low on this already, so I'll just continue using it as I have been. My single eyeshadow, I chose cream because we're going more the cream route this week. So it was liquid or cream. I picked out the J Mew Color Fitting Shadow Stick in bronze, which is a cake. It just flung out. Oh my god. It's just fallen out. Okay, so that's cool. Hopefully we can get it back in. So yeah, I got that. And then next we have my eyeshadow palette. Is the beautiful, I'm so excited to have this one, Natasha Denona Coral Palette. Oh my god, I've only used this a handful of times, and I'm so excited to be using this for the week because in my last palette it was like these kind of tones, actually very similar tones, and I was in love with the red. So I am so excited to be playing with this for the week. I can go very, very simple, or I can jazz it up a bit. So very happy about that. My lip liner is, and my lipstick are completely different, but that's fine. My lip liner is the Essence Soft Contouring Big Proposal. So just a nice, easy, everyday wear. Just here. This color here, very nice. I can wear that on days where I don't want a big lip. And if I do want a big lip, I have I think I've only used it once, the e.l.f., because it's quite new, Seriously Satin Lipstick in Persimmon. Is a gorgeous orange. Oh, and this will go well with this palette. Oh, beautiful match. Very excited because I love orange lipstick. And then lastly, I picked out a powder face palette if I wanted to wear more powder products, just to mix it up a bit. And I've picked out my custom palette. Actually, you know what goes in here? My single eyeshadow from my last week I need to put back. But I won't be focusing on the eyeshadows. I'll be focusing more on the bronzers. So we've got a blush here from Ulta 3. This is the bronzer. Here's a powder. So I didn't pick out the best face palette. These are my two Physicians Formula. I had them in a trio, and I'm finishing up the contour shade in my project pan because that's my favorite. So I kept these and put them in a pan, custom pan. So I'll be focusing more on these three if I want a little bit of variety in my blush or bronzer or powder. So that is everything. Hope this isn't too long. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here, and like my content. Other than that, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.